Where it's very important. Being self-aware is very critical for me as someone who works with people as it relates to like strategy and leadership and building. I realize that a lot of times people's goals, dreams, aspirations get bottlenecked or stopped up a little bit simply because they don't know themselves and what they actually want, right? I want to be this.
She was very encouraging, very inspiring, and she actually motivated me.
It is finally time for an insightful book review featuring Becoming by Forever First Lady Michelle Obama. I am super excited to dive into this book review. I'm not gonna spoil, if you will, but I'm definitely gonna dive deep into how it made me feel and some of my takeaways, because I was very impressed by her transparency, her resilience, her strong sense of self-awareness, and just the pure excellence, if you will, that came along with this memoir. I'm super excited about the journal that is getting ready to come out. And while we're speaking about the journal, let me just look that up so I can give you the correct name. I'm not paid to do this at all, but I'm super excited that it's coming out. So it is Becoming, a guided journal for discovering your voice. And I'm super excited about it because I feel like Michelle over the years has become very self-aware as to what has shaped her, what situations have made her who she is, and then how she will navigate moving forward. She talks about how, and this is in the book, one of her best experiences after the presidency terms was being able to just be in her house, right? And fix herself something to drink and know their life won't ever be quote unquote normal again, but there are some intricacies of normalcy that she was able to tap into after moving out of the White House. And so oftentimes us as average citizens or everyday citizens or whatever you want to call it, we don't even understand the magnitude of what goes into being on that high level of a platform and how it can strip you of some of those just everyday mundane things like walking a dog or fixing your own water or baking a cake or just going outside to see what's going on without having to have Secret Service or 50 cars or security. And so it's very interesting, if you will, to see how in spite of that, there is a very humanistic part of Michelle that she does not mind sharing with us. And so the memoir was amazing. So this is actually a preview to the episode because I was not impressed with my first recording. And so I wanted to drop my episode this week, Consistency Compounds. So in spite of all of the transitions and challenges and navigational issues that I may have had this week, I was dropping an episode, okay? So I'm going to give you my key terms from my takeaways, and then I'm going to tell you a little bit about my upcoming event, and then stay tuned for the rest of the book review. So, number 1, self-awareness and personal identity. Michelle, I kind of already alluded to this, but she has a very strong sense of self-awareness. Like what in her past, starting from childhood to, collegiate life to law school to early professional, on through seasoned professional, becoming a wife and a mom, and then on campaign trails and different things like that. She has a very strong grasp on what situations and scenarios and people and things shaped her to be the person that she is today. And I really love that she was transparent in sharing a lot of the moments with us, as well as how those things made her feel or how they then bridged to other opportunities and other situations. So what I took from that was being self-aware is very good. Being self-aware is very important. Being self-aware is very critical for me as someone who works with people as it relates to like strategy and leadership and building. I realized that a lot of times people's goals, dreams, aspirations get bottlenecked or stopped up a little bit simply because they don't know themselves and what they actually want, right? I want to be the CEO. I want to be the this. I want to be the that. I want to be the other. But I don't even know me, right? And so I keep piling on these titles and these accolades and trying to get this money and do all these things and serve these people when I don't even know who I'm at the core. So if you were to strip all these things, who am I? So I think we can take from this, or I know that we can take from this, that it's very important to have a strong sense of self-awareness. The second piece is resilience. Coming from Southside Chicago, not being exposed to a lot of things, not knowing, stepping into, new worlds with these Ivy League schools and, law life, and then meeting Barack, who was from a different side of the tracks and was just risky and had grown up differently, and then merging those lives and running into different situations and scenarios, if you will, as it relates to that. Resilience, right? And serving in excellence and just greatness. Like greatness. I'm at loss for words, honestly. And I have had some time to really dive into myself as a result of that, and how I view resiliency and my trajectory and my story and the stories around me, and how all of those have shaped me, if you will, and how I will use that to move forward. And a big takeaway is for, every door that was open for me, I opened my door for someone else. And I think that merges the whole self-awareness, resilience, and excellence, because excellence is my third thing, if y'all can't tell. But it merges the three, because we could get the door open for us and forget about anyone behind us. We could get the door open for us and just move on. We could get the door open for us and be like, nah. But to get the door open for you and make sure that your door and other doors are open for others, that's it. That's it. That's knowing the circle of life, right? Not just looking out for your corner, but looking out for the corners that you can. Not all corners, but the corners that you can. And so this is just a little teaser, okay, to get you ready. And then my bonus thing is going to be about partnering, right? Because when you look at marriage and being together and selecting that partner, really diving into who that person can be and how you all can complement one another. I kind of beg to differ and go back and forth as it relates to the whole equally yoked thing. But what I do know is it is important to be selective with who you are doing life with. Because if the roads don't align or intersect in any way, shape, or form, or you can't both operate in your unique excellence, it's just not going to work, right? If you can't support each other when the support is needed, because as seasons change, support will change, right? There was a season in this book, or during their life, it's not like it was something made up, right? It's nonfiction, where she had to be the stronger of support. And there was times where Barack had to be the stronger of support. There were times where they had to be strong support for each other. There were times when they had to not only support each other, but then they became parents to Sasha Malia, and then they became leaders of, the country. And so looking at the different shifts of their, unity, you think of, wow, how selective one has to be. So that's it. Bite on that a little bit, chew it up, and I will finish this. And I'll finish it before next Thursday, because we'll have another episode. So I'll be sure to get it to you for those who listen in real time. For those who binge listen and catch up, it'll just flow, through. But I wanted you to get this just snippet of how I felt about Becoming, because listen, it was a great memoir. Michelle did an amazing job, and I listened to the Audible also, so it was hearing it from her mouth and hearing her dive into her story. So it was really good. If you haven't gotten it yet, get it, and then get the journal, pre-order the journal, or depending on when you listen to it, it may already be available, just so that you can begin to become more self-aware and listen to your voice and dive into your excellence. And so part 2 is coming. Until then, catch you later. Don't forget, rate, review, and share the podcast so other people can enjoy this greatness. Check out the link in the show notes for Unleash the Light.